Up the River was a 1930 black and white comedy romance drama starring Humphrey Bogart and Spencer Tracy. It was directed by John Ford of Stagecoach fame. And I can't say too much about this film. I mean, it was interesting. My understanding is this is the debut film of Spencer Tracy and Humphrey Bogart. And as you watch it, you can really tell. You know, Humphrey Bogart, you watch in movies, he always looks so old and world weary, like he's just had this miserable hand dealt him in life. But here in this movie, he just seems so vibrant and young. It's really interesting to see. If anything, that's probably the main draw of this particular film. So the plot is basically about some characters in a prison, but it's a prison that's filled with baseball playing, talent shows, band practice, all sorts of fun activities. I guess it was supposed to be funny, but I didn't really find it actually all that funny. So Humphrey Bogart falls in love with this character, Claire Lucy, I think her name was, and she was a fellow inmate. And there's a brief romance, but it's one that gets interrupted in the flow of the film by these talent shows and other events. And frankly, I found the ending just a little bit abrupt and bizarre. But watch it for yourself. It's an amusing film, if only to see Humphrey Bogart and Spencer Tracy in one of their first roles, but that was really it. And you know, I love exploring these old movies. A lot of times I love them. This one, it was all right. Note that there was a variety show that takes place in the prison, and one of the acts features two guys doing a skit in blackface, so be aware of that. And also, and this may have been just the copy I was watching, but it was very choppy. It had jumps and breaks all over the place. And I understand it's old. Possibly I was just watching a bad version of this and it has been cleaned up, but I don't know. But in a nutshell, it's about a comedy set in a prison with baseball and talent shows. You know, ironically, I was watching this around the same time I've been binging through old episodes of Miami Vice. And around the same time I watched this, I also watched this episode called Walk Alone, where Tubbs goes undercover at Bolson Prison in Miami. And it was just kind of funny to me how the tone of that episode was a lot different than this one. So check it out if you get a chance. Judge for yourself. And again, like I said before, it's interesting to see early Humphrey Bogart in a film, but it's not necessarily the best film ever. But, you know, it is what it is.